I've really come to enjoy wearing slippers, and like hearing Funkmaster Flex speak ill of people that wear slippers like makes me feel bad that I wear slippers.
I know, because it makes you feel like you should be a Drake fan.
And I don't
But
hate
you
him.
are a Drake fan.
I know. No, I felt the same way. I was like, well, I don't hate him, and I was wearing sandals when he said it. So I was like,
Today is going to be a changing day in your life because you're listening to the Film Zealots podcast with your hosts, Sans and Chris. Episode 4. Just do it. Don't let your dreams stay dreams.
All right. Everybody, welcome back. This is episode 4. Thanks for reminding me, Sans, of the Film Zealots podcast. I'm Chris. I'm sitting here with Ray and Sans, and we're ready to talk about all things or some things film. It's probably a very narrow topic of film, but
Is it though?
isn't it?
I don't know.
A little bit. But before we get to that, I wanted to say I finally sat down and I've been trying to work out in the morning. I'm trying to like work out twice a day.
Get it.
Try to shed some of these extra pounds and
Get that Drake body.
Get it, champ.
I'm trying to get that Drake body. So I had a question for my co-host
Okay.
because all the director talk kind of made me start thinking about directors, and because you always hear these stories about when people kind of realize what they want to do, and in some of these directors, it's like, oh, I was sitting in the cinema. It's always like, I was sitting in the cinema when I was a kid, and I realized that's what I want to do. I think that was like kind of the Joe Dante thing, where he was just kind of a kid, and he saw it, and he just wanted to do it. You guys are both directors. When did you kind of know that's what you wanted to do? Sans, I wanted to start with you because just from talking to you and knowing you, I kind of know that you've identified with directors from like a young age. Like when you were watching movies when you were like 10, you were kind of digging into who was directing them. And outside of like, well, you said like Cameron, right? When we were talking about The Abyss.
Do you want to know when I wanted to do film or when I wanted to be a director? 'Cause that's two different stories.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because you were doing like cinematography first, right?
Well, no, not even that.
Oh.
Before.
Yeah. I want to know the whole thing.
I wanted to do film ever since I saw The Never-Ending Story.
Really?
Yeah, that was the movie. I like the idea of fantasy and creating other worlds and all that. Like as a kid, I didn't know what filmmaking was. But you know, at our age, the only director you ever heard about was Steven Spielberg.
Right.
So I knew that he was a director, but I didn't know what a director was. But it wasn't until I forgot the summer, but there was one summer where literally every weekend I rented Terminator, The Abyss, and Aliens. Like I kept renting them over and over again. And I never really watched credits. And out of nowhere, I decided to watch the credits and see who directed them. Because for some reason, you know, back when you were little, it seemed like the only directors I remember hearing about was Steven Spielberg and Spike Lee, because he was like the black director. And I think that's about it. Maybe Martin Scorsese. He jumps out for some reason. But there weren't a lot of directors that I knew then. But I watched those movies to the credit, and I kept seeing the same names, James Cameron. So I was like, I don't know who this James Cameron is, but I want to be him. And then that's how that started. So The Never-Ending Story basically is what made me want to do film, just because it was so unworldly. It was literally a created world, and we've seen The Never-Ending Story, so you know how that goes. But as far as directing, it was The Abyss, Aliens, Terminator.
Those three things.
Those three,
I want to do that. That made you want to tell stories in that way.
It wanted me to, again, I didn't know exactly what it was to direct. I don't think I knew exactly what it was to direct a film until, you remember that show Movie Magic? They used to come on the Discovery Channel.
Oh yeah.
No.
I watched that, and that's when I kind of got the idea of what it was, and I just liked it because it's a little bit of everything. Like I couldn't, as far as filmmaking, I don't know why you would want to just do one aspect of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's
all right.
that.
I mean, that's
And Deep Throat.
and
Yeah,
yeah.
that was
Deep
me.
Throat.
Like the first time I saw Deep Throat,
Yeah.
I was like,
Have you ever seen Deep Throat?
Yes. I mean, I hear it's good.
All right. Let's bring it back. So for you, when did the director thing?
I think the moment I realized I wanted to do that would be in the mid to late 80s, when most of my summers was spent at home, like going through my dad's beta collection. I was watching like these rated R films like back to back.
Like just on taped?
Yeah, they were all on beta. When you go to the video store, he'd rent like a rated R movie, and then he would also rent like something for the kids or whatever.
Oh, okay. And so it'd be like...
Yeah, it'd be like a collection of Tom and Jerry cartoons or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember how expensive it used to be to go to the video store? Like if you lost a tape, remember how expensive VHS tapes used to be? Like,
Yeah.
They would have, my mom would get that Spiegel fucking catalog.
$80.
Yeah, $80. Like
Yeah.
$80 for a fucking shitty VHS tape.
Standard definition.
Remember when video stores existed?
Yeah. I mean, that too. You think they're going to come back? Because I know there's one. There's one. I used to live right by it in Golden Hill on 28th and B, right across from the Starbucks. Ever been to Giordano's cheesesteak place? There's like a good right by it. You know Golden Hill, right? Everyone knows Golden Hill.
Yeah.
You know where that Starbucks is?
Yeah.
You know where that Starbucks?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on 28th. Yeah, right across the street. There's still a video store, and people still go in. Like I would see people going in there, and I'm like, who? What?
I think it's niche. I don't think it's ever gonna be how.
Yeah.
how it
Yeah, I
was.
mean, the equivalent would be like Redbox.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
you're right.
closest,
Like
yeah.
even Redbox, I'm confused with. Like, why do people still want to go there and like physically go and pick up a movie when they can just
Download it
or
because
Netflix.
bitrate. I don't want to
Well, like Netflix and like all the streaming services, like you can literally watch almost anything. I know like some movies are like go to Redbox first or whatever,
yeah.
but I mean I don't know. I just feel like at that point you just buy it too.
Or you, I mean, yeah, but yeah, I think it's something that is going away. Like you're getting,
Yeah.
especially for the younger generation. But I mean, I try to preserve it. Like I mean, not that I fucking rent. Like I stream like my media, right? But I mean, knowing the difference in quality, like knowing what you're losing, like in the bitrate battle between like a Blu-ray and just streaming something on Netflix, and it you do know you're losing something even though you're gaining so much convenience. I can't figure out people that can watch torrents shitty torrents.
Yeah.
You know, I've never been able to get down with that because I want a movie to pull me in, and if the only thing I'm thinking is someone can get up in the theater, or these fucking it's shitty, less than 720p quality, and and there's fucking Chinese or Korean subtitles on the bottom. Yeah, it's tough for me. It's tough for me to actually feel like I've actually seen that movie. It just becomes like background noise.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think you value the product more when it's not doesn't have Chinese subtitles.
Yeah. And I mean, there is that 5% of me that feels like I'm taking money out of people's pockets that are doing something that I want to do.
Yeah.
And like, you feel like maybe you're accumulating bad karma down the line, but that's like fucking 5%. I don't know. It's a hard battle to win.
Yeah. So what did you think about the Suicide Squad, Mr. Gallardo?
Well,
That good, huh?
I never read the comic book, but that doesn't matter because just on the basis of being a film, it just wasn't fun. Like maybe it's not a bad film, but it was just a very joyless experience for me because and you know me, like I do like a lot of dumb movies, but there were just so many stupid cheesy moments that just took me out of the film. And I was like, what are they trying to do here? Like it's like they're throwing away this opportunity, and I think maybe that's also what the conflict is. It's like DC's committed to this dark gritty universe, but Suicide Squad isn't dark. It's not they don't commit them to that universe.
Do you think any of DC's films are dark and gritty?
No, not really. But
Well,
but I mean, you can. But I think you can see them trying in the other ones.
Through the lens of like comic book movies, yeah.
I think
They
you
are.
see, in like the other
Yeah.
films, you can see them
I mean,
like
not
trying
like-
to do it, But here it's like this is the property, but they have to shoehorn it in.
Yeah.
It's like they made the film before they committed to the idea.
You know what is a darker comic book film that gets glossed over? That really no, I mean like no, not one, no. But that gets glossed over that pulled off dark and gritty, but really fun.
I hate the term
dark and gritty. I know it's whatever, but really fun at the same time.
The term when it applies.
At the same, I think Hellboy had this world that was very like in terms of like a noir film. Like a noir film's dark and gritty.
Because you had a brilliant director, though.
Right, but I mean, I'm saying that there is.
Well, that's not a shot at David Ayer.
You can do that, but I don't think David Ayer wanted to make that film. I think that from everything that I've read, and I experience a lot of these DC movies through criticism because I don't want to pay money to see shit that I know I'm not gonna like. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do it. Like, that's not in my fucking. That's not. I can't do that. But from what I understand is, there's a really dark film there. And then they got notes. Like after Batman vs Superman, they got notes. Like the notes were like,
they hate him, but they're taking notes.
Right, and they were based off Man of Steel. Like why does Superman's like the epitome of fucking greatness as a person, right? He's supposed to be like
Boy Scout.
He's a Boy Scout.
Yeah,
but he watches his dad fucking die. Like I mean, like
his father held out his hand while in the middle of a tornado. Now, growing up in the Midwest, I can tell you, sure. When you're like 5 miles away from a tornado, it's too windy to even step outside. But it can happen.
Right.
It can happen.
What I'm saying is they put themselves. They tried to go dark and so-called dark and gritty, whatever. But then they tried. Now they're trying to make a half measure turn without. They're trying to do so many things that require so much time. That Marvel took so much time to do. And they're trying to do them in the span of 3 films, and they can't fucking do it. And this is what drives me crazy. I had a conversation with somebody in this office, Ryan Bintz, about DC, where I said, I think people should appreciate what Marvel has done because it's really hard to do. And he's like, no, it's not. And I'm like, then if there was a formula by which you could make a film and basically fucking print money, there's not one greedy executive at any studio that wouldn't just fucking do it. Like if there was a recipe, and I think they're trying to do it, but they can't do it. And if it was easy, I think everyone would do it. And it just
I'm gonna split the difference and say that it's not hard.
Care Bear Cinematic Universe.
I'm not gonna say that it's hard. I think the DC universe should print money as well as the Marvel, but you kind of nailed it. They're trying to do it too fast. If they took the same approach. I mean, there's 2 factors. 1, they're trying it too fast, and 2, they started pretty late. Yeah. So I don't think that for the money that a studio has, it shouldn't be hard.
Yeah,
I don't think it is. It's just they're not thinking. This goes back to we've all heard the Kevin Smith story about the mechanical spider in Superman, right?
Yeah,
it's that. It's basically that. It's like. It could be great, but like you said, there's notes. There's all these people with opinions. I'm pretty sure Marvel had to deal with that too. And there's still, I'm sure if you look at Marvel, there's things in those films that don't make sense.
Of course. I mean, there's like entire subplots in Avengers 2.
But they're making money in that.
But there's still also good stories. I mean, and maybe, it's obviously a subjective thing. But I think that criticism in the marketplace have kind of bared out that they're doing basically good stories. They're doing something. I don't know. I have a hard time saying that something's easy when no one's been able to replicate it yet.
No, I won't say it's easy. I'm saying it shouldn't be hard for them. For
DC
studio, it shouldn't be hard.
Yeah.
But see, it's funny because this is why I'm not into comic book movies, because my biggest beef with comic book movies is the fact that they already exist. It's like the second you're watching, for one, that Superman, Batman, whoever, they're not going to die at the end. They're going to win. The second any villain shows up on screen, even as their alter ego, you know who they are. It's like even if you don't know where the film's going to go.
Yeah. Like
the second the Joker walked into the room in The Dark Knight, you knew it was the Joker. You knew what it was all about. You knew this wasn't some professor who was tormented because his wife died. Yeah. You knew this wasn't, some jaded cop. You knew it was the Joker, and you didn't know his exact backstory, but you have an idea of it.
Yeah.
And to me, that's, for example, what hurt Suicide Squad. Like, if you look at the Joker in The Dark Knight, he establishes his presence immediately. Whereas in Suicide Squad, if you didn't know that was the Joker, you wouldn't give a shit about that guy. You would not give a shit. And to me, that's the problem with comic book movies, because it's like, you know this guy. We're halfway there. And it's not that way. And even with the Marvel films, I know a lot of people love them, but I feel like a lot of Marvel movies, it's like, oh, you know this guy, so. It doesn't work for me. So
yeah, no, I mean, and there's a lot of people, actually a lot of people in film, or at least that we know, like in terms of like that work on films and stuff, independently at least, that don't like those movies. And I don't know, maybe it's just the fanboy in me that it resonates with, but I feel like it does. But
yeah, I think I've said this before, like, and it's totally my own opinion, is that, like, I don't even view any of the Marvel movies. I'm not neither a DC fan or a Marvel fan, but I think I don't watch any of the Marvel anything like, well, any superhero movie in general. But if we're talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I'm not even watching it as a film,
right,
as a filmmaker or as a film goer. I'm watching it as, like, I think you kind of said it too, like a giant TV show.
Yeah.
Or like, I just look at it as this thing that we go to the theaters to see that isn't a film.
Yeah.
And that's the only way I can enjoy it.
Really? I mean, I don't know. I get it. I'm gonna put it to bed.
Can I transition?
Yeah.
Real quick, since we're talking about superheroes battling one another, I've got another story of heroes of mine clashing. This makes me sad.
Drake.
No, this is worse, actually.
Uh-oh.
This is worse, if it was possible. I can't remember when this happened. I don't know the day, but sometime last week, or maybe it was this week. No, what's the day? Yeah, I think it was early this week.
It's Friday.
The Rock posted an Instagram.
Oh.
Have you guys, yeah. This made me sad.
I heard about
This makes me sad.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna read this Instagram. This is my final week of shooting Fast and Furious 8. There's no other franchise that gets my blood boiling more than this one, he wrote. Oh, okay, so I guess I'm reading what someone else wrote. Some of my male counterparts conducted themselves as stand-up men and true professionals, while others don't. The ones that don't are too chicken shit to do anything about it, candy asses. When you watch this movie next April and it seems like I'm not acting in some of these scenes and my blood is legit boiling, you're right.
Yeah. Mad.
So
the ghost of Paul Walker.
Apparently, see this right here. This I told you, man. Paul Walker was that franchise. So it was speculated that he was talking about Vin Diesel, and I guess Vin Diesel.
What? I thought they're home.
No, I thought it was
I thought it was
keep
Jason.
going.
I thought it was Jason Statham.
I heard it was Scott Eastwood. But you go.
It probably is.
I heard.
He's like, my dad put a plastic baby in a film. I could do whatever I want.
Yeah. Yeah, I can do. Yeah.
You know what's funny? When I found out Scott Eastwood was in it, because I love Fast and Furious since the first one. I could even stomach the second one.
Best one? What's the best one?
The best one's the first one, and then the third one.
Tokyo Drift.
Han. But
Han is this franchise.
Han. Well, they killed, to me, the two people that were the franchise are both gone now.
Yeah.
But the last one really let me down. And it's Fast and Furious is not a hard sell for me. Like, it's very, very easy to sell me on Fast and Furious. Like, just Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, car go boom. Tyrese, Ludacris, more cars go boom.
Yeah, cars parachute.
Yeah, they killed Wonder Woman. I was still in.
Oh,
yeah, she was in there.
Good old Gal Gadot.
And then they dropped in Jason Statham. Okay, I'm cool.
Yep.
They even brought in freaking Charlize Theron for this new one.
Nice.
But because the last one was so bad, and then you tell me Clint Eastwood Jr.'s in the new one.
Clint Eastwood Jr.
It really, and I'm not. Okay. This is from the heart. I'm being dead serious.
You know he lives in San Diego, right?
That's fine.
No, he doesn't.
That's fine.
Should get him for a movie.
He can kick my ass. I was a huge Paul Walker fan. Like, no shit. Like, when I found out he died, I was really sad. Because I always felt like that guy. Okay, he's not DiCaprio. Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
But I liked him. I liked his films, and he seemed like a good guy. So when he died, I thought Fast and Furious is fucked. Because Vin Diesel is not a guy to carry a franchise.
Yeah.
Now, granted, Paul Walker is not Tom Cruise, but he was decent enough for Fast and Furious.
Okay.
So I get the feeling that Eastwood is the Paul Walker replacement.
Oh, he's probably gonna show up in like the first 5 minutes of the movie. He's like, "Oh, I heard my brother is starting a family."
You know what? If this works, if only way that would work if it's shot like 80s Ridley Scott style, where it's like the heavy fog and like you see the sun, the beam in the back,
and he just walks
like the open, like that scene in Predator with Dutch and Dylan meet. If he just walks in and him and like Vin Diesel like do the handshake where they're flexing their biceps and like, you've gotten weak.
Oh my god!
Then I will stand up in the theater and scream, "I was wrong!"
Oh wow! Yikes!
But
What's that?
if that is anything short of that, fuck that movie. However, the rumors are that it's Vin Diesel, because Vin Diesel, I guess, posted on his Instagram. He said some stuff where it sounds like he's basically staying neutral, and he ended his message, I guess it's a video, you can watch it, where he just says, "Give me a second and I will tell you everything." So
wow.
And then and this is where Ray gets interested. So wait, my computer's loading slow. Okay. So now we got a new challenger by the name of Tyrese Gibson.
Yeah. Wow. Sorry.
The last one made $1 billion. The next one's got to make it too.
Is
that what he said?
Baby boy.
Huh?
Is that what he said?
No.
I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that baby boy too.
My computer's not scrolling. Basically, okay. Well, I can't quote it exactly because my computer has decided to freeze on me. It basically sounded like Tyrese was backing Vin Diesel.
What?
Oh, of course.
It was
Why?
It was a very political, like nondescript.
Has he seen Ballers?
Yeah, right. I haven't seen it, but
It's awful.
okay. I can't pull up the quote. But basically, the theory is that The Rock and Vin Diesel have a beef, and basically, cast and crew are taking sides, kind of like Civil War. That's like the theme. That's like the theme of this year, I guess.
I think it's a work. I think it's a work.
I like your theory better. I hope it is Scott Eastwood.
It's not my theory. I read this on. There's like an article on The Ringer where they did odds. They did odds of who it is in the cast, and they went through everybody in the cast, and I've seen in like 3 other places where they're saying, but I mean they didn't have that though. That is that's pretty damning. And as much as people, and a lot of that is, I think that people don't like Scott Eastwood right now because of what him and his dad said in Esquire.
What did he say?
When his dad, that was a joint interview with his did
Oh no, I didn't.
Did you read the whole thing? No. He was actually, the chair was filled this time, and they were and Clint Eastwood was interviewed, and they did a kind of father-son interview in Esquire, and he said Clint Eastwood. That's where Clint Eastwood said, "This is a pussy generation. No matter what happens to them, they just need to get fucking over it."
Then he looked at his son.
Like he basically,
I'm just kidding.
and
That'd be awesome. He's
so
like,
I think
"Fuck you,
that
Dad."
He's
that
gonna
story
be knocking
broke.
on my door. It's like, I heard you say.
Yeah,
I heard you say it.
that story broke just at the same time as this Vin Diesel story. So I think a lot of people who don't like, a lot of the media, the liberal media,
So
who doesn't like.
What did the son say? Did the son say anything? Or was
I
it
don't
all
think he
Eastwood?
said much, but I think it's just kind of like hate by association kind of thing. Because Trump, Eastwood kind of came out and not really, didn't endorse Trump, but didn't not endorse Trump. But I mean, he was the guy was at the RNC last 4 years ago arguing with a chair. Like, are we surprised? He was a Republican mayor of fucking whatever, Eastwood County, Madison County. But like, I don't know why people are surprised. But there was that joke that what's it called? It's autobiographical. The movie with him and the Hmong kids.
Oh, Gran Torino.
Oh god. Yeah.
Holy crap!
Bang, 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 bang.
Okay, I got this quote. If no one else will jump out there and stand up, I will. You're my brother for life. Let's keep it positive and keep rocking this thing. Hashtag Fast Family.
There you go. See, Tyrese bringing the positivity.
Oh,
There you go. Love Tyrese.
Tyrese on Positivity Thursday.
That's real. That's real.
Yeah.
We're keeping it real. Should we transition since we're talking about keeping it real into our
I think we should.
our subject like an hour in?
Yeah. I think this is going to be the fastest topic ever. But what we did want to talk about this week, and Ray came up with this topic, and it's a really good one, is changes that are made to movies that are based on a true story. Because I think we all have seen movies that are based on a true story. I don't know how it was for you, but I feel like when I was a kid, I thought of based on a true story meant like they had someone there fucking recording conversations. and it wasn't until I was much older that I realized, like, how do they don't know. Like, they don't even know these people were in the same fucking room. Like, they had to create.
Like, I can see Spielberg in the closet with the camera, and it's like rolling.
But there's so much, like, other than like JFK dying.
I'm in the closet. He's going to the closet. He's opening the closet.
Oh my god. Oh, once this podcast is off, Ray's got a great fucking R. Kelly story he's got to tell you. Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good.
I gotta say that on the podcast. It's great, but you guys don't get to hear it.
But yeah,
Tune in next week.
for our Plus members,
Yeah, there you go.
$2.99, you get to hear the R. Kelly story.
But I mean, then you kind of understand, or at least for me, then I started to realize that based on a true story doesn't necessarily mean that the entire movie's factual. Like, there's a large gaps that they got to fill in.
Yeah.
And they got to create a narrative and like all this shit, right? I mean, you got to add excitement. Like, most things that happen in life aren't that fucking exciting.
Yeah, it's usually one high point, but then you have to fill in everything else.
Yeah. So what we decided to do was go around and select some movies that were based on a true story and talk about what the changes were to those movies, what the reality was, I guess, around them.
Yeah. Also, you mentioned like artistic license.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it's like super artistic license.
Well,
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah.
How about on your movie, Callejero? How about that? I heard that was based. I heard the international market, that was based on true events, like people at one time boxed.
Yeah, yeah. That's what it's based. It's based on the history.
Wow.
The entire history of boxing.
I like how it's your movie when he produced it.
I was just.
That's usually how it goes.
Hey, your movie.
This is Chris's shade corner.
Next week, when Ray sells 1 million copies in Korea, then it's our movie.
Our movie.
Yeah, the office just got engulfed in shade. It's so dark in here.
No.
But yes, the way the film was conceived, yes, it was based on this like loose tale. And then for international reasons, they wanted us to tag it, just because we told them that, hey, when we're writing this film, like, it basically came from someone who said something.
Some foreign movie critic's gonna show up at our door and they're gonna say, "Where's the body? Where's the body? I want to see the body."
Yeah, and it'll become an internet sensation.
Yeah.
Internet meme. But yeah, it was conceived from this story that we were told that was apparently about a real guy. I don't know, in the 90s. I mean, they probably still do it now. And I've talked to a bunch of people who like are underground boxers.
You've talked to underground boxers?
Yeah,
Oh.
like people who have actually fought in these underground fights.
Yeah.
One of them was from Carlos Palomino's camp, and he was talking about how he was probably one of the first guys to bring like a Muay Thai boxer in.
Yeah.
Like basically wreck shop.
Was that his boxing name?
No. No, I'm just saying, like, because like Muay Thai back then, Muay Thai wasn't like a thing in the United States. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So the guy was like cleaning up, but anyway,
Those Muay Thai fighters, they take hits.
no.
That's the difference. Like with boxing, it's all about dodging and moving. Muay Thai is about taking the punishment.
Yeah,
You
that's
just
why you
keep coming.
You kick a pillar.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's to calcify your bones.
Floyd Mayweather is all about that dodging.
Why you gotta? This is the shadiest fucking podcast.
Hey, those are the rules. That's like hating Tom Brady because he releases the ball too quick.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Why don't you just let him hit you?
Yeah. And
You suck.
And never mind the fact that if you look at punch stats, he fucking outpunched Pacquiao like 2-1 in that fight, and landed twice as many But let's just pretend he ran.
Chris,
the whole
I don't
time.
want to.
But that's none of my business.
Chris, I don't want to be controversial, but I'm just saying Pacquiao with natural alliance.
My dad has a picture with him.
Is it signed?
I don't know if it's signed, but it's like it's funny because like in my parents' living room, there's like all our family photos, and then the biggest picture there is him with Pacquiao.
Oh, that's great.
I had a picture with Pacquiao. It'd be in my living room too.
That's right. There's a girl from Mira Mesa that's got a Mercedes from him.
I heard about that one. For our Plus listeners,
how did she get that Mercedes?
It was before he found God.
For $2.99, you can hear that story.
Did she deliver him to Jesus? Was he like, oh my God, you're getting a Mercedes?
That's what I hear.
Then he was like, you know what? I think I love my wife now.
Yeah.
I like Pacquiao.
That was after the Marquez fight when he found God.
Was that Marquez that knocked him out?
Yeah, memed him.
He saw the light.
Memed him.
Blinded by the light.
You did meme the fuck out of him.
Yeah, but anyway, like that's what the movie is. The movie was based on these underground fights back in the 90s. And
not to cut you off, Ray, and I'm gonna let you finish, but I really think that somebody should do this Pacquiao Mercedes story. I think we should go.
That's for our Plus listeners.
All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But I don't know. I want to hear that.
It wasn't S-Class though.
Oh well, I guess it wasn't. I guess he only met Jesus, not God.
He saw the pearly gates. He saw the road of gold.
Yeah, he met Moses or something.
Wow.
Why was that funny to me? Why was that funny?
He's like, oh, that's good enough. That's classy.
Like, if you met Moses, would you feel like you were slighted? Like, if
no.
like Moses came down to talk to you?
If I met Moses, I'd be like, at least I'm headed in the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if Hitler knocks on my door, I'm like, oh, shit. Good job, sons. Keep it up.
Whoa.
Like, goddamn.
Oh, man.
Let's hear that true story now.
Yeah, right. All right. Anyway, sorry. Let's go.
Oh well,
let's go.
See, now my story is not as interesting as this Pacquiao thing.
No, I think it's more interesting.
But I mean, long story short, it's about these fights that took place in the 90s, and
give them the website.
There was trust me, I did like so much research when we were trying to do this, and I couldn't find a damn thing.
I think he was talking about callejeromovie.com.
Yeah. Oh.
Make some money.
Oh, that. Well.
Make some money.
Okay. callejeromovie.com.
Where is it? Where can you get it at?
You can find it all in.
Where can you get it?
We should just cut a promo.
Sell
hey,
sell that shit.
Hey guys,
sell it, Chris.
I'm trying to watch a movie tonight.
Hey,
and,
hey. You need to, as your producer on this fucking thing, I need to see that energy. I don't know why I'm directing.
Hey, Ray,
but I need to see that energy.
Yeah,
hey, Ray, I'm stoked about the fight tomorrow night, but I want to see something good tonight. Any suggestions?
Actually, Sans, if you go on to Walmart.com or Amazon.com.
Okay, hold on. I'm typing Walmart or Amazon.com.
If you find a movie called Callejero.
Callejero?
No, Callejero.
Callejero.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You can stream it just for a few dollars, and that should sound the worst at cutting a promo.
God damn it, Ray.
Based on true events.
You can enjoy some boxing.
God damn it,
and
Ray.
Excitement.
You don't even believe it.
Yeah. Well.
What? It's enjoyable.
No,
it's on Google Play too.
Ray's
Why
like,
didn't you say Google Play?
I love the movie. I'm just
Ray's over boxing. He likes milking his coffee.
I'm just not cutting a promo for this thing.
No, people loved it at the Latino Film Festival.
Yes. Yeah.
Loved it.
Yes, Chris.
People came outside and they were like, "Oh my god, this fucking movie changed my life."
There were some people that cried too. There were tears.
And I swear to God, people came up to me in the lobby and they like
sarcastic.
No, I'm not being sarcastic.
Okay. I know it's Chris being sarcastic.
Shout out to the Latino Film Festival.
Shout out.
God, this place is gonna get firebombed.
Well, it was great.
But yeah, it was it was created by the idea came from this story that we heard about this boxer who, I guess he was one of the first Latino boxers in that underground fight, because a lot of them came from other places like Russia, and it totally sounds like an 80s movie. Like Brazil.
They came from around the world.
Yeah. It was like Lionheart or something. Or The Quest.
Or just Bloodsport.
Yeah, or Bloodsport.
I like how you said 80s film, you named 2 90s movies.
I mean,
Yeah, just Bloodsport.
Well, yeah.
Just go with Bloodsport.
I time travel sometimes.
Yeah,
Because I watched Heat
you watched Heat in '86.
in '86.
Back when it was called Crime Story.
But to find out how it ends, you should go to Walmart and Amazon,
Google Play.
on Google Play and iTunes, and all your favorite streaming
Chris is
sites.
doing a better job, right?
That's why he's the producer.
He's like, I'm the producer. I just want money.
Yeah.
Dollar signs.
There you go.
Hey, and if Plus Entertainment wants to send us numbers about how many people have watched
Oh,
it, I appreciate that too. And that is direct shade. This is direct.
Damn.
This is direct shade. In that movie, obviously we took artistic license because we had very few facts with it. And you two took what were the kernels of a good story, a good drama. Like you had and it's rare that you get this. You had an ending of a great drama and you built a house around it. Right? It's like all the pipes were up.
Yeah, we built a ring around it.
Yeah, you built a ring around it. And then somebody literally went to Baja Studios and built a ring.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that's kind of the things that you do when you're making a story. You take this artistic license. So what I was going to talk about is Argo. These transitions are fucking painful.
Ray's gonna have fun editing.
Speaking of artistic
We're all
license,
over the map.
Yeah, speaking of artistic license, Argo. Argo was a story about the Iranian hostage situation that took place in the 79-80.
It didn't happen.
so when does he put on the bat suit?
Actually, I think the entire movie has the batsuit on.
You know, he is Batman in that movie. He
Well,
really is.
He is playing a Latino. The name of the guy, the CIA agent that Ben Affleck plays in Argo, is Antonio Mendez. And in the story, if you don't know about it, Ben Affleck plays a CIA agent that travels to Iran during the Iranian hostage situation in 1979, I believe, or 1980, to rescue 6 diplomats that escaped the embassy, weren't being held hostage, but they were being held, they were hiding. Yeah, they were under siege and they were hiding in the Canadian embassy, the house of the Canadian ambassador. It's a pretty fabulous kind of story where, there's a lot of, there's this creation of tension that happens during the movie that really culminates with the scene at the airport. You know, that scene at the airport where they're whisked away from the Canadian embassy because the Iranian special information services are just minutes away from finding them, right? They're onto them. And they go to the house and they toss the house, but the Canadian embassy and his Asian wife have already gotten rid of, like, they're already gone, right?
Did you feel the need to point out that she was Asian, Chris, or was that just a Freudian slip?
My mom's Asian, so
So it's okay.
So I associate
So
I
it's okay.
associate with Asian people.
I'm just joking.
That's the other side of you.
Sorry,
saying,
I just totally broke your concentration.
You know what?
That's the other side of
Alright.
you saying that it's okay.
Let's edit edit this. Let's edit this into me saying that she's Canadian, because you're right. She's Canadian. If you're in the Canadian embassy, guess what? We're all in Canada. So they're whisked away. They go to the airport, and then there's this really tense scene where they're checking the passports. First, the tickets don't come up because the
script said so.
Yeah, the scripts what?
The script said so.
Yeah, because the script said so, and then Alan Arkin and John Goodman have to answer the phone, or everybody's gonna fucking die. And
I forgot about that.
yeah, and they even get to the point where they're in the actual airplane, and there's armed guards of the Iranian armed guards racing towards them in a jeep. And then the thing, and spoiler alert, sorry, I mean it's been like 4 years.
Superman saves him.
Yeah, then Superman comes in, picks up the plane, and throws it back and throws it into the sun.
Our mothers have the same name.
Yeah.
Help us.
I like that meme. It's like it's stills from the Justice League trailer, and he's talking to Jason Momoa, and he's like, "My mother's name is Aqua Martha."
Wow.
And he's like, "You're hired."
Everything just, you know what? As much as we want to escape it, everything just comes back to comic book movies.
And
So you were just swallowed by it.
it's Ben Affleck, man.
Yeah. And in terms of what, I'm just going to keep it brief here because we've been going on for like a long
that's fine.
time. But one of the things that was really ramped up in it was the fact that any of this shit happened. Like literally, like that tense part at the end of the movie, None of that shit happens. Like, no, there's no fucking guy saying, what are you doing? And then there's no like heroic moment for the sheepish guy that every movie has, where like he's like, oh, I'm gonna step up even though you thought I was gonna fuck everything up, and I'm gonna step up and I'm gonna show you the storyboards and I'm gonna be animated and we're not gonna die because of me. That's very surprising. Like, none of that shit happens. Like, they basically went, showed their fucking passports, picked up tickets, got into first class, had a glass of champagne, took off, and they were over they were over not Iran in like record time. So there's like none of that shit happened. This
was directed by Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You Ben Affleck.
Wow.
So were there like specific? I mean, I know you're focusing on like the ending, but were there other like specific scenes in the movie that were different?
Yes, there were.
Would you care to
Chris
elaborate?
digs through his notes.
It's like high school on book report.
Yeah.
Would you care to elaborate, Mr. Holloway?
Well, I know. I actually know from having conversations with Marty when the movie came out that the way it was played in the media at the beginning was that it was a whole Canadian thing. Like, the Canadians, they played it all up. Like, the Canadians got our hostages released or whatever. And even there's that scene at the end with Bryan Cranston. They're sitting around Langley or wherever you sit around, or the Pentagon or wherever the fuck these people are, and somebody's like, one of his assistants is like, it's gonna be in every paper in the world tomorrow is gonna talk about how we rescued these our embassy people, and Bryan Cranston's like, nope, none of that's getting in the paper.
And then it cuts to like the next day, and it shows like Bills win.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bills win a last minute Hail Mary.
Yeah. Like, nope. Bills win. Nope.
So, I have a question. Why do you think the movie turned out the way it turned out, as opposed to like what actually happened?
Oh, because I think it's boring. Just as a writer, you have to craft conflict in your movie. As our friend Wes would say, there's not enough conflict in this movie. And if like you wrote a movie where there was no climax, right? I mean, like, they just completely made it out safe, and it was never in doubt, then it's not a movie. You don't got a movie. At least not the kind of movie that would win Best Picture, right? I mean,
do you think they like read about the true story and said, hey, we can turn this into something? Or do you think do you think it kind of lend itself to becoming something like that?
Well, I think you have this kernel of a really good dramatic story. People from the embassy during the Iranian hostage crisis escaped, and we sent a CIA agent in to extract them. I mean, that's right there. That's like a spy movie right there, right?
Yeah.
Do you think the selling point though was the fact that they created the fake production to get them out? I think that was the selling point.
I think so too.
I think that's why it's won the Oscar. I had a boss who said before Crash won, we were having this conversation in the office, and he's like, Crash is gonna win, and I was like, there's no fucking way Crash is gonna win. Like, it's not. He's like, no, it's about Hollywood, and they love that shit.
Yeah.
And then you kind of look back, anytime that they have it, like The Fucking Artist.
Yeah.
Like, anytime,
that won
yes,
Best?
it did. It won Best Picture.
The fartist.
Like, anytime they have a chance in Hollywood, like the Academy has a chance to nominate or to give Best Picture to a movie that's meta in any way.
So you're saying that's why Shakespeare in Love beat Saving Private Ryan?
I think that's because Harvey Weinstein, the Weinsteins went like door to door, hanging people off balconies.
You better vote for me.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what that was about.
Then they made it to.
You like Saving Private Ryan? Would it be real true events?
He put them all in boats. And he fucking pushed them he flew them to Normandy, and he opened the thing, and then all of a sudden they were just had gunners just shooting them.
You can stay on here for safety and vote for me, or you can make it up that beach.
I think that's why. That's probably
Question. Harvey Weinstein, Suge Knight trapped in an elevator for 6 hours.
Oh.
Who walks out?
Oh man.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Does anyone? No matter who loses, we all win.
Yeah, that's the Alien versus Predator scenario.
I think the maintenance guy's gonna have a field day. That's all I know.
That's Devil 2.
Oh man.
You in show business? I'm in show business.
They probably just high five each other and
I know, right?
they're like, oh yeah, good talk.
I got Tupac in the booth, putting in work. What are you doing?
What's it called? Aftermath credits.
Boom.
Stupidest fucking ending ever. Such a great movie. How you gonna end that shit like a superhero movie?
Because
That's based on some true events.
You know what it should have been? Should be like Aftermath, and you see Eminem just roll up in a car.
Yeah.
Hey Dre.
Yeah, they skipped over The Firm, and like how Aftermath was kind of a flop after the Aftermath Presents, and then that Firm record.
I remember that.
Yeah, but they had to mention
What was his
those
first?
headphones.
What was the Aftermath's first big hit? Was it Eminem?
Yeah, I think so.
Was it the one?
Yeah, because that came out before 2001, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah.
Not that Eminem.
Yeah, Aftermath had a rocky start.
Yeah.
It had a rocky start.
Who wants to listen to Nas, AZ, Foxy Brown,
I actually like
and that chick from In Vogue?
Don.
Or was it?
Don something.
Yeah.
I actually like.
Not a lot of people.
I actually like that.
This guy.
I like that. What's
Phone
the
tap.
Philly?
You got phone tap?
Down in Philly. No, I'm not going.
Dylon.
It's a good album. So I did The Revenant.
Oh, I
and-
remember that movie.
Yeah, it did not win Best Picture. It lost to Spotlight, which was also a pretty good movie.
I didn't like Spotlight, yeah.
You did?
I did.
Oh.
I did like Spotlight.
Somebody like that's like totally up your alley.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's funny because I did the research on The Revenant on the actual story, but I didn't like cross check it with the film. But I'm guessing the character had the same name, Hugh Glass. Does that sound familiar? Oh, we'll go with that. Anyway,
Yeah, no,
sounds like a
that's
prank
right.
call.
That's right.
okay. This was a real guy, but unlike Chris's story, it's kind of like oh god, who's the guy? Like Davy Crockett, where it was a true person, but his life kind of became legend.
Oh, right.
So just like one of the first things I found was, his early life is shrouded in mystery, but the most common story of his early life was that he sailed with a pirate.
Ooh, what?
Named Jean Lafitte.
Was that in the movie?
No.
Well, I mean,
I didn't see the Revenant.
Like this is basically before
yeah.
the story of the Revenant. So,
Revenant's like a week, right? I mean, like maybe a week.
I think it was a few weeks, but yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I want to see a Revenant prequel.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because when I read this, the first thing I thought was Wesley telling the Dread Pirate Roberts story. Yeah, he's like almost likely to kill you in the morning or something. But yeah. So that again, it's almost. I mean, it's a true story in a sense that he survived a bear attack and he made it back. But there's a lot of things that were changed. Another noteworthy fact is he joined the Ashley Henry. He was a fur trapper, and this was in Missouri, actually, where he was Missouri, where he was attacked by the bear. He started this when he was 40, working for the company, and 40 back then was like 60 now.
Yeah.
So 40 is like past mid age, so he was kind of the old guy.
Yeah.
So anyway, the legend is. Let me scroll down on my notes.
Did he really get raped by the bear?
He didn't get raped, but the
Did
bear.
he get raped by the bear? in the movie?
No.
Oh,
He might as well have.
Kinda. Yeah.
He might as well have. No, he like in the movie he came across the bear and her two cubs.
Yeah.
He was apparently, I forgot why he separated in the movie. I think he was just scouting ahead, but the official story is he was looking for like berries, so basically for food.
Berries.
The bear attacked him. He fired directly into the chest of the bear, point blank. But this is back when guns were single shot.
Yeah.
So, and apparently it didn't do much.
Surprise.
Because the bear like just did what he did.
Surprised I'm a fucking bear.
And I'm thinking, and I can't remember, but I'm pretty certain, and of course this is the Hollywood treatment, and in the movie, DiCaprio eventually killed the bear, but that bear attack scene is legend. It's really good. But he eventually killed the bear. The quote unquote true story is the bear was still attacking him when his comrades came, and they basically had to, just shoot the hell, basically like the raptor in Jurassic Park at the beginning. They had to shoot her. Okay. So he was alive. And one of the big, have either of you seen
The Revenant?
Yeah.
I have seen The
I
Revenant.
haven't.
You have?
Yes.
Okay. There was no sun.
What?
That's the first.
Oh,
and,
wow.
And that, yeah, that's the big. But
Real life spoiler alert.
Watching the movie, it makes sense because his son was pointless. And that's the weakest
No,
part. of
it's
that film.
not.
Yes, it is.
It's a revenge movie. Like, how do you not?
Just let me finish, and I'll tell you why.
Right.
But there was no son, for one. Okay, so he was barely alive, and basically his company was waiting around for him to die. They're basically doing it. We're not going to leave you,
But you're gonna die.
But you're gonna die.
Yeah.
But he lived longer than they thought.
Yeah, you might.
So instead of them kind of dragging him along in the movie, they basically stayed right there.
Yeah.
And when he didn't die, the I guess the owner of the company, was his name Major Henry, or maybe he was the lead of the
Tom Hardy
of the party. No, the guy that was
like he's like the the
guy.
real like the real prissy guy.
Yeah. I actually like that guy.
But I mean, like in terms of that, like he was the one who was really well mannered.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
He paid 2 men, like in the movie, the equivalent of like 3 months' pay to stay with him until he died.
Yeah.
And they accepted. So again, they were waiting for him to die, and he took too long to die.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
that'd be annoying.
So basically, and this actually does play out in the movie. What was it? Paul Dano? Was he the young guy? No,
it was the kid from We're the Millers.
Yes.
Yeah, it was the
That's
gumpy kid from We're the Millers. Yeah.
Basically, like in the movie, the older guy, the Tom Hardy character, the guy that he portrays, convinced the younger guy that he's not gonna make it and we should just leave him. So what they did was they just took everything he had, like
how nice of them,
his knife, gun, everything, and just left him there to die.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed.
I mean,
and to me, that's bad enough. You don't have to kill the son. Like the whole angle with the son didn't work for me at all.
Yeah,
I didn't like his son, and the problem is in the movie. Remember, Hardy asked him, "Do you want me to kill you?" I'm ruining this for you, Ray. Sorry.
It's okay.
And he says, "If you do, blink." And DiCaprio blinks. He tells him to kill him.
Yeah.
And then the son, "Oh, don't kill my dad."
And then he sees him. Yeah.
And that to me that was forced.
But they're gonna make him. It makes him more.
So if me and Ray
empathetic.
leave you in the middle of winter.
Well, I mean, like I'm thinking of 2016 terms. Like he's not only has a son, he has a son that's part Native American.
So,
but I mean,
but see,
I think it plays. I think it plays. It's all fake because I think it makes him more compassionate. He was probably he was probably a racist fucking pirate. That would,
but none of that's
he
in the
probably
story.
killed 50 people
That's
like
not
himself.
the story. But what I'm saying
I want to see that movie.
the son did nothing. The son was very whiny anyway.
Right, he was. He
So
may have deserved to die.
When he died, I was happy. So anyway, so
right, yeah. But I mean, not for you, but I mean for other people.
I guess I mean whatever.
Yeah.
I can see why they would choose to give him a son. I don't know if it works or not, but I can see.
It doesn't really.
I can see the whole.
Okay,
I can see choosing between, the guy takes my cell phone and keys, or like he kills my son. Yeah.
How many days?
Or-
Like if
okay,
we're,
let me keep going.
Okay,
So
keep going.
he eventually regained consciousness, drug himself. I think in the movie that's what happened. He drug himself to a spring.
Washed himself off.
Yeah, got some water.
He did.
He lived off berries. He basically was dragging himself. Where he had to go was 250 miles away from where he was.
That's
left.
amazing.
Jeez.
That's amazing.
So
It's like walking to L.A.
right?
Yeah.
But he couldn't walk because the bear, I think, broke his. Did it break his leg or
He fucked his legs up.
I think it slashed. It was broken.
His anus.
And his face
Broke
was
his
slashed
anus.
to the bone.
Yes.
So basically, he was averaging a mile a day crawling.
Damn.
And what he would do to live is he would live off roots and eat like the rotting meat of old kills, like a wolf kills something and what it
Yeah,
does
you
eat.
just the decomposing shit.
And there's actually one story. I think it was a buffalo.
How does he not die?
Yeah, it's back. Hey man, that's back when Clint Eastwood days when we weren't pussies.
He's still gonna die. I mean, like,
there was one. Yeah, he was covering a mile per day.
That's 250 days. It's almost a fucking year.
And he sped up eventually. He avoided a buffalo stampede barely.
That's cool.
Basically got most of his energy when he came across a dead buffalo. He
It's like Oregon Trail.
Actually, there's one of the articles I read actually mentioned it was an Oregon Trail joke, but he came across a pack of wolves feeding on a dead buffalo.
Yeah.
And that's the first time he walked in I don't know how many days, because he basically forced himself to stand up and yell to scare him away.
Yeah.
And he fed on that, and that's the most I guess sustenance he had since his incident.
Yeah.
He stayed and fed on it. I don't have like a time frame, but he basically fed on this animal until the meat was too rancid to eat. So
he just chilled.
Yeah, he was
just chilling.
And that's when he basically got enough strength to walk. And after that, he could, make it. And I think, other than that, there's not a lot of information other than he eventually made it back to, was it Fort
McHenry?
It wasn't Fort Henry. It was Kiowa.
Fort Ed Hurd.
Kiowa. It's basically Iowa with the K in front of it.
Kiowa.
There you go. Okay. Here's okay, so this is where the movie goes way off because it's nothing like what the story is. The Tom Hardy character went on to join the army as a scout.
Oh.
So you can't that would be a federal crime.
Why?
You kill someone in the military.
Oh.
Back then it was federal crime. It probably still is.
No, I didn't know. I didn't. I thought you were saying him joining the army as a scout.
Yeah, the Tom Hardy character
was a federal crime.
Oh no.
Why?
Well, maybe. So the worst that happened was he went and found the younger guy and he was going to kill him. He was in like a pub.
Yeah.
I think that was at Fort Henry. And he yelled at him, but he spared his life because he could tell that the guy felt bad.
That actually kind of happens in the movie, doesn't it? Doesn't he like fucking doofus?
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah.
Like what the fuck, dude?
I
have a question.
I think that's it. Yeah, Yeah.
I have a question though. All right, we're in the olden times.
Okay.
And one of us gets attacked by a bear.
Yep.
How many days? Let's say it's you. Say it's you.
No,
how many days?
I know you guys are leaving me. So.
How many days? No, how many days before you
take your
think?
Watch first.
Oh, it's okay that they left. Like how many days before you're like, it's okay. It's okay that they left. Or are we supposed to? Because I don't get it. Because there's part of me that thinks like maybe that he should have had some compassion for them, but maybe there's a part of me that thinks that like, yeah, usually people fucking get better. Like if he's living this long, maybe we should think this guy's got a chance.
No, I mean, he looked bad.
He did look bad. Yeah, he did look bad.
I mean, just based on the description from the articles I read. I think it was common back then because a lot of times when we think of death today, it's usually a gunshot, a car accident.
Yeah.
If an animal attacks you, you may live for a month, but that doesn't mean you're going to live ultimately.
Yeah.
So I don't know that, I guess seeing it from his side, it's not just that they left, but it's that they left you with nothing. Like they basically
just took all your shit.
Like I understand the anger because this kind of goes to my thing with horror movies. Why I don't like a lot of horror movies. Well, I love horror movies, but the thing that always takes me out of any horror movie is the character has to prove to me that they want to live.
Yeah.
And I like to think in that situation that I would, and hopefully most people wouldn't just say fuck it and give up and die.
Right.
So if you guys left me and I was there and I thought there's a chance that I could make it,
yeah,
I would be focusing on that first.
Right.
And I probably wouldn't be as mad, but the second I realized that I was gonna live, I'd probably be a little pissed.
A little pissed, yeah. Like what if you fell asleep and you were in a coma for like a week, and Ray and I were like, "Fuck, dude, it's been a week."
I think I get what you're saying, and I'm not saying that you're
might
wrong.
be dead.
I'm not saying that you're wrong because seeing the other side, like I'm the guy the whole time I was watching The Revenant, and you have to understand, I'm a huge DiCaprio fan.
Yeah.
But the whole time I said Tom Hardy is justified in what he did. He was not the bad guy.
Because he blinked.
He was not the bad guy. I'm sorry, there's certain things you can't put in a movie and then expect. I mean, sure, Tom Hardy was not the most upstanding guy. I get that.
Kind of.
He was an asshole. I get it.
Killed a kid.
But whatever.
I know, but
Anyway.
you can't take that off
Maybe
the
that.
table.
Maybe that's also why
You
they
don't-
put
you-
the kid in too.
No, I get it, but you don't fight a guy holding a gun.
Oh, that makes sense.
The kid was an idiot. But I get what
the
you're
kid
saying,
was a fucking idiot. I think that's.
But my
well
thing
established.
is, when you are trying to survive,
yeah,
that's the first thing. But after the fact,
right.
But I don't fault them for leaving him because they think he's gonna die. But it's kind of one of those upside sort of things.
yeah,
You know?
you're right.
It's like, the upside is he dies quick. The downside is that he lives, finds us, and kills us. The downside is very, very minute.
Yeah,
But
the
in this
chances.
case,
Yeah,
but in this case, it worked.
What?
Yeah.
That's what happened.
That's probably the first thing they thought when they saw him. They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit!"
It's
Yeah.
like, I imagine the way, like, when they saw him, it was kind of like in Face Off. Remember when Travolta walks into the church and
Yeah.
the Face Off and the music that plays and like the doves
Yeah.
fly by.
Oh yeah. Wow.
They're like, oh my god, he's alive.
John Woo.
But yeah, I mean, see, this is the problem because, and this is the kind of thing you would see in an independent film, not a Hollywood film. I think that Hollywood, you always have to have a clear bad guy. And when I look at this story, I think it's a great story because it's basically circumstance. What if they would have stayed with
Yeah.
him for? Because you have to understand, they were running out of food too.
Right. Yeah. There is
Yeah.
definitely the
So-
circumstance of they were in that fucking cold too.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, if I was in that situation, yeah, it'd be cool if you guys were like, we're gonna die here with you. But if I don't want to die and I can't walk, you guys can walk and you don't want to
You go,
die,
yeah.
you're gonna leave.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's true.
and I think it's just one, as someone who's like taking like biology classes, in school right
Yeah.
now. Right now is a good time to get injured because back then,
Oh, of course. Yeah.
you fall off a tree that could have killed you.
Right.
Whereas
Yeah.
now it's just you wear a
Bee
splint
sting.
and you're good. Yeah.
Until
So-
you get to a certain age,
so-
then you fall and you fucking die.
Oh yeah. So to me, I think I kind of wish that this was done. I love the director. I love the way that film was shot. It was amazing. But I kind of wish that it was not such a studio film because actually, I'm fine with the film the way it is. But I like this story because basically the only reason that the guy Glass is the hero is because he literally came back from the dead and
Yeah.
crossed 250 miles.
It's an amazing.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a
spirit
cool
of the well.
story. That's a cool story. But I don't think that the guys that left him were necessarily bad guys.
Bad guys. I actually kind of want to see the movie that ends with him going to the bar and saying like, "What the fuck? You left me," and he's like, "Have a beer. Have some 3X whiskey."
You're right.
And you're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, look, they
Yeah.
invented 4X whiskey while you were dead."
They need to remake it with Will Ferrell as Glass and was it John C. Reilly and oh god, who's the other guy that has a hot wife? What's his name?
Judd
He
Apatow.
went to KU. No, the guy who's
Oh,
married Olivia Wilde.
Oh, you're talking about Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah,
I like
have
that guy.
Have them as like the two guys that leave him. That'd be awesome.
He
And
kinda-
then Jason Sudeikis would be like the guy, like, oh, just have a beer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How about we just have a beer?
Just have a beer.
That's
then
how
just
that
charm
one.
him.
I love that guy.
What was that movie? I think was it Chris Farley and
Tommy Boy?
and the dude from Friends or not
You're
Friends.
talking-
Oh.
not Cabin Boy.
They
No,
played
you're talking about like a
Into the water.
yeah,
Friends-
something like
something
they
like
played
that.
Lewis and Clark, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
God, that was
Yeah.
horrible.
I never even saw it.
Oh my god, that was bad.
All right.
But anyway, that's all I got.
Yeah,
I got
I
a
like
few
it.
more quick ones, but I'm gonna let
Yeah.
you do.
Well, all I know is if you're like you're like, "Hey guys, it's okay. Just let me die out here." Like before you finish that sentence, I'm already on a snowmobile, and you're like, "Where the hell did you get a
You know
snowmobile?"
what?
Your
I know
fucking
you
time
guys-
machine.
I know. I'm like, I know you guys are worried about me, but I'm ready. I'm.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Honest-
Hey, Sans, you want to go camping?
This is the one thing I would say, and this may sound fucked up, but if it was one of you two and it had been that long and I didn't think you were gonna make it, I would have killed you. I wouldn't have let you suffer.
Oh man, fuck
Damn.
that shit.
That's humane.
That's
no, it's not.
But again,
That's why I'm on that
someone's-
snowmobile.
If someone's in pain,
I am deathly afraid of death.
These are different times.
No, I know, but I'm deathly afraid of death. But I read the Jack Welch. You know Jack Welch. Guy used to be the CEO of GE. Wrote an autobiography 15 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And like he was being interviewed one time, and he was like, "I fucking told my wife that if I ever go into a coma, fucking pull the plug on me, and you never pull the plug on me because I'm in there fighting like every second. So if you see me take a nap and all of a sudden I wake up and you're fucking doing that or whatever, or you're stuffing, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna be so mad and then dead.
That's gonna be the Revenant too.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's so tough. It's just
okay.
I'd probably be okay with. I'd just like, hey, Sans, just do it.
no, man. I want to be the guy that goes 260 miles
Okay.
and eats a buffalo.
If it was back...
I do think it's messed up they didn't leave him with any food, though. That's pretty messed
They
up.
took his shit.
Yeah, they took everything.
You're gonna kill me. Like, just okay. How about this?
He literally was left in the movie. I think they at least left. Oh no, they took. Oh yeah, because he thought he was dead.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. How about this? Compromise. You can just leave. Don't kill me. Just leave. But don't take my shit.
Don't take my shit.
Just leave and leave me with my shit. That's fair, right?
Yeah, I'll leave you with a Game Boy.
I'd smear you with like honey. Like he ain't gonna make it tonight. How messed up would that be? I'll be getting like this Will Ferrell movie because that's what they do. Like they're smearing him with honey.
Yeah. Oh my god. And Ray's allergic to bees, so like you'd fucking get the bees and they'd go after him, and then you'd be the last man standing.
Then I would be on that snowmobile.
Yeah.
And then I'd go across a frozen lake. And then you'd wake up and you'd be like, where'd everybody go?
Yeah.
And we'd be like, why is Ray red?
If you guys left me and I came back, I'd be like riding on a bear.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys fucked up now.
You done fucked up now.
I'm gonna take the beer too.
What is the bomb sound?
It's like you're seeing having that beer in the bar.
Yeah.
Also, the bear just walks in, just looks around, just steps aside, and there's Ray standing with his arms crossed. You're like, what the hell?
Oh my god!
I told you I'd be back.
Yeah. What'd you think? Like, no, you didn't. You were dead. Oh my
it's
god!
Your boy.
Air horn.
Machiavellianness.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, sorry.
It's amazing.
So that was mine, The Revenant.
All right,
Use something to edit.
bring us home.
All right, so I got Pain and Gain.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen it.
We all stayed recent. Good.
Oh,
Yeah.
you haven't seen it?
I have not seen it.
Oh, interesting.
It's good.
Oh, that's good. Well, because like I didn't see The Revenant, so
Yeah. So
it was entertaining for me to listen to that. Pain and Gain is based on a true story about, I think they're called the Sunshine Gym Gang. So it's about Mark Wahlberg plays this personal trainer who's just this very like motivational, like I wanna be rich. I want the American dream kind of thing, and I don't like it. Doesn't matter how I'm gonna get it. I just want it.
Well, and I think the most interesting part, not to cut you off, is
No.
they're not smart.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, are they
Yeah.
played as kind of like lunkheads?
Oh,
Yeah, well, they're like these meathead guys.
Yeah, like bros.
Imagine the guys you go to the gym trying to be the guys in Goodfellas.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, that's sort of like that's the narrative in this film. It's these lunkheads that can't pull off this like elaborate heist or this scam.
Yeah.
So the Mark Wahlberg finds this rich guy, and then he comes up with this plan to like extort money from him. But yeah, it was based on this horrific crime in Miami, and which is about this gang who in actuality was like they weren't very smart, but what differs in the real story is that these guys were really violent and very disconnected from reality.
So like sociopathic?
Yeah. Well, here's one of the things. When you're doing a movie that's based on true events, you kind of want to get it from the source, right?
Yeah.
Whereas in this film, they didn't even talk to the guy who was the victim that survived to make this film. They basically used like the articles that were written about these guys to create the film.
Okay.
But going back to like the artistic license, so you have this true story about this gang. It's a very violent gang.
Yeah.
But then this film is a very comedic. It's like a dark comedy almost.
Okay.
They're the people that you're supposed to root for,
Yeah.
but they're unsuccessful and they're doing horrible things.
Yeah.
His direction in that film was trying to make it more entertaining in that way, just to show you how dumb these guys were. But I think the reason why you kind of cheer for them is because they're all motivated. Bodybuilders, personal trainers, they're all about motivation and like,
Yeah.
getting that pump and everything. So like they're really motivated by the American dream, by being rich, by looking good, and like.
Does he portray it
Very
as something
shallow
as
thing.
a positive?
No, I mean he makes it clear that it's a very shallow goal,
Yeah.
but you root for them because these guys are just so motivated.
No, I think that how people kind of take shots at Michael Bay's style, like how it's, I don't know,
That he has one.
It's all visuals and it's
Yeah,
all
it's very-
fast paced editing. It's all very
Yeah.
ADD.
Glossy.
Yeah, I think he basically used his visual style to tell this story, but because he was aware of the story, he used it to his advantage. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I would say you're right, because that was like the most appropriate use of his style.
Is it action packed, the movie?
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah, it's what am I trying to say? It's not like shoot 'em up, bang bang action, but there are scenes where things happen.
Yeah.
It's almost like I don't want to say Murphy's Law. These guys, they're not good guys. They're not good people. But I think the thing that makes you not hate them is that, like Ray said, they're such idiots.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're not a Coen Brothers depiction of an idiot.
Yeah.
Because they have that's a different
Brad
depiction.
Pitt and Burn After Reading.
Yeah, it's not. I think the Coen Brothers idiots are just, there's still some likability.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
With this, they weren't likable at all, but they were so stupid. I don't want to give anything away, but people end up dead, and when the people end up dead, you're not necessarily rooting for the good guys, but you're shaking your head at how they got to the point to where they killed this person.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because I
Oh,
think that was their original plan. There, and it's also like in the
Article?
in Argo or in the true story, like they weren't necessarily, their goal wasn't to kill people. It was to like extort.
To inspire.
Was that the true story, or was that the film?
No, that's
Okay. Yeah.
But there comes a point where, because of the personalities involved, it just got crazy.
Think Reservoir Dogs and then Lower IQs.
Oh,
Kind of
fun.
like that.
Yeah.
It's like, I was about to say, like, it's like one of those sitcom episodes where, like, they break the mom's vase and or something, like the prized possession, and then like the
Blame
parents
the
are
cat.
and then the parents are coming home and everyone's like, we got to replace the vase with another.
So Saved by the Bell.
But no, it was well done, and yeah, that's a good point. Like it was like the best use of what, like, Michael Bay was like. I mean, I always feel like he's self-aware of what his style is.
Yeah.
And I think that was, in my opinion, I think it was the only way to tell this story.
Is it the most realistic, quote unquote, movie that he's ever done?
Well, I haven't seen.
I would say 13 Hours. Is
Yeah,
probably-
I haven't seen 13
Oh,
hours.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I forgot about 13
taking
hours.
13 hours out, yeah, it is actually.
Yeah, I mean, and I like that, because like if somebody is gonna knock, if your knock is gonna be like everything's explosions, everything's huge, everything's this, everything's that, everything's kinetic, and maybe you can say like, okay, well, how does that translate to like a more personal, not personal, but like a smaller story?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm interested to see it.
And that's actually, when I first saw it, it felt like, I was like, wow, this is like Michael Bay can do a film without like explosions and throwing things in.
Yeah.
But
It's his art house
with
film.
that said, his visual style, though, he still held on to his visual style and
That's
told the story
interesting.
well.
Well,
It's
that's
kind of
interesting.
like what you were saying last week about have your own style,
Yeah.
which my whole thing is let the script dictate, and I think he kind of did both, because
Yeah.
he kept his style, but it felt
It supported.
it supported the story, but it felt weird seeing the Michael Bay style on what essentially was a drama.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was
Okay.
weird. So it felt different, even though it was the same Bay look. It was
Yeah,
weird.
like I feel like if it just was a straight drama, like crime drama, I don't know if I'd enjoy it as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'd get like these people. But with that said, like the way Wahlberg and The Rock and Anthony Mackie were portrayed, those characters, they weren't like how the real people were.
Yeah.
They were a little bit more crazy.
Yeah.
So like Mark Wahlberg's character, David Lugo.
Lugo, yeah.
So he was like this lethal leader, not not likable.
Yeah.
And in the film, he's like, I mean, he's Mike Wahlberg, so he's kind of like he's a little
Mike Wahlberg.
he's like soft spoken, he's like kind of soft spoken, but he's like trying to pump you up.
Is it better? Maybe this is just me, but I got hints of The Happening Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, what?
You didn't get that?
I don't know. I kind of watched what happened in my mind.
How he's always confused, like what? No.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Like I got that,
yeah. But it was like on purpose.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Like he's
not the bad acting, just the personality.
Yeah, he was just kind of clueless and like he was like the nice guy.
Yeah.
But doing like the bad thing. And then I guess the guy's real name, Noel Adrian Doorbell, and I guess they call him like the Doorbell or something like that. But that's Anthony Mackie's character.
Yeah.
And that guy, he was like David Lugo's sidekick, Mark Wahlberg's sidekick. In the film, he's not so much his sidekick, but
The Rock was more the sidekick.
Yeah, The Rock was more the sidekick.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the true story, he was the sidekick, and but this guy literally liked to hurt people, and
yeah, like a sadist.
Yeah, he was essentially a sadist.
Oh wow, they totally changed his character.
Yeah, because like in the film,
he was probably the most innocent. He
seemed the most innocent in the movie.
Yeah,
because he was just the guy that wanted what do you want, like calf implants or something?
Wasn't there something with like? Did he have like erectile dysfunction?
Yeah.
Something?
Yeah. I guess that's no. It wasn't calf implants. It was he wanted
penile implants.
Yeah, but Anthony Mackie's character, what I found interesting was like their arc, because they started out like these innocent guys, and then so like with that Anthony Mackie's character, once you get a little bit of that money, and that shine or whatever, like he's wearing fur coats and he's
because you have to have an arc.
Yeah,
right. You can't
Yeah, and that kind of. In the film, that's kind of what got him into trouble. Like they kind of bit off more than they can chew.
Yeah.
Apparently The Rock's character was a combination of like there was more than 3 people.
Oh.
Yeah, so he was like a combination of all of like a few other people.
That makes sense actually, because I feel like his character clearly had the biggest swing from when they first introduced him to where he goes.
Yeah.
And honestly, far,
wasn't he like the only actual criminal too?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because like because the other 2 guys are kind of like,
because remember he was recovering cocaine,
drug addict, Yeah, he's the only one who's actually been to jail, and the other guys are sort of like, oh, let's try being criminals.
But the reality is they were all criminals.
Yeah, they're all pretty vicious and insane.
I will say up until this point, I thought that was The Rock's, I won't say best role, but the most range he showed in one film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all
yeah.
Right. I was going to say, can I introduce you to The Rundown? It's a movie by Peter Berg.
I like The Rundown.
I like that, but I feel just...
There's no range in that movie.
Looking at... Yeah, you have to see it. I mean, he goes from being the shy, this big shy giant to, well, the scene with the grill.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if that's a spoiler, but because in the true story, that's what's cool about this movie too. Is a lot of the things that you watch. So, like in Argo, you watch it, it's like that can't be that possibly couldn't happen.
I thought it happened.
Well, I mean, sometimes.
Yeah, but sometimes
you watch
movies.
Like it's like, oh, that must be artistic license or whatever.
Yeah.
In this movie, like some of the things that happen in this movie are like. That can't. I mean, that's Michael Bay doing Michael Bay, but like they actually happened in the real story.
That should actually happen.
Because remember in the movie, like movie, like there's certain things. I think it's like 3 different times.
Oh yeah,
it's something crazy. Like I don't want to tell you, but like crazy things happen, and then a text comes up and says, "Yes, this is still a true story."
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, this really did happen.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you're just like, oh shit.
Yeah. I mean. So while they did highlight a lot of the true stuff, they definitely changed it so that you can actually, I wouldn't say root for the characters, but you can actually go with these characters through the movie.
Sympathize.
Instead of like following like a cop that's trying to stop these guys.
Yeah.
Well, they still had it, which was Ed Harris.
Yeah. I don't know.
Was it Ed Harris? Yeah, he was like a detective that it's like, yo, these guys are, he's the only one that actually believed that it was these guys.
Yeah.
So, which was that was a cool like B story.
Yeah. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check it out on home video. I'm gonna go to my home video store. I'm gonna rent Pain and Gain. Pop it in the old VHS. Yeah. I'm gonna check it out.
Hey,
and that was
you got Pain and Gain on VHS.
I think Michael Bay is making a career on making Transformer movies, so he can make the movies that he actually wants to make.
You know what Transformers is? Transformers is his max contract.
His max? Oh, it's like LeBron.
Yeah,
that's his 3 for 100.
Yeah. Oh, is that what he got?
He got 3 for 100. 33 a year.
That's he got more than Jordan.
And
or did Jordan get 35?
I thought Jordan got. See, I saw that. I saw it online today that they said that's the most a person's ever got. But I thought Jordan got 35 for 1 year for the '98 Bulls.
I can't remember.
That's what I thought. I don't know. But he got a player option for the 3rd year. He's gonna opt out, and you can make up to 30% of the cap per year after. Like, so once he opts out, I think
30% of the cap
of the entire fucking salary, like your team salary cap. I think like the most you can make is like 30% of the entire team's cap. Like he's gonna fuck, dude.
That's probably why there's 5 more Transformer movies coming.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Is there 5 more?
Something like that.
I got some quick ones before I take off. Just like really quick ones. Are you guys familiar with Ed Gein?
Yes, the serial killer. The clown guy.
Oh, that's Gacy.
That's Gacy. Oh, Ed Gein.
I'm familiar with
It's
Gacy.
It's funny. Ed Gein from I think it's Wisconsin or maybe Wisconsin, I think, or Minnesota. I guess I should have researched that. It's funny because Ed Gein, that's the guy that Hollywood likes to model like all of their killers off of. The most famous film or character modeled off of him was Psycho, Norman Bates.
Okay.
Leatherface as well.
Okay.
And Hannibal Lecter. But it's funny because Ed Gein was not a serial killer.
Actually never killed anybody?
He killed one person.
Ah.
What Ed Gein did was he was in necrophilia. He was in the necrophilia. He would dig up bodies.
Wow.
And he like the whole
I guess the Psycho thing.
Ed Gein, Psycho was how he was. Like his relationship with his mother. He actually did have his mother's body in her room. I think the room was sealed up, kind of like in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That way the house looked in Texas Chainsaw Massacre is more how Ed Gein's house was. But
frightening.
This guy, like, if you ever research Ed Gein, I know, I hope I don't sound too creepy, but if you ever research him, he's just like he was like he had an IQ of 2. Like he's not Ted Bundy. Yeah, if you know anything about Ted Bundy, he's not Ted Bundy.
Wasn't he a lawyer?
Well, Ted Bundy was Mr.
He's a genius.
Mark Harmon played him in the 80s, man.
Yeah. Stealing Home.
Mr. Shoop. But that's a summer school reference for all you youngsters. Look it up.
It's the second time that's been referenced on this podcast.
That's an awesome movie. I love Summer School. But I just think it's funny because when I was coming out of high school, I was going into like my serial killer phase for movies, and Seven gave me everything because I always liked serial killer movies, but I always thought that they didn't really get into how crazy serial killers were. I always thought that when you're a serial killer, you're like the worst thing ever. Yeah. And it wasn't until I saw Seven and Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer that I kind of got the serial killer movie I wanted. But anyway, I just wanted to shout out Ed Gein. Shout out Ed Gein. I just wanted to point out that Ed Gein, I want to say a lot, like way more crappy films, but just he's inspired several classics. And it's literally just parts of him. Yeah. And it's funny because he's not actually a serial killer. So
is Necromantic on that list?
No, but I've seen that movie, and that's different.
Yeah, isn't it?
And another one, and this is one of my favorite stories. Do you guys know the whole backstory on Nightmare on Elm Street? Do you know that story?
Like in terms of the way the movie puts it?
What inspired Wes Craven to do? There was a kid. I can't remember if he was Cambodian or Filipino, but
why is he gotta be Filipino though?
Because I think it was one of the.
Oh, okay.
I was reading an article. They were talking about there was this syndrome. It only kills like 48 out of 100,000, but it's this kind of sleep disorder syndrome.
Yeah.
I feel like I have that.
But do you have violent nightmares?
Wow.
Is it sleep terrors?
Yeah, but to the point to where you believe your dream so much that it can kill you. Anyway,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
not that.
So there was this kid. He was having like severe night terrors, nightmares, and he was like just drinking coffee left and right. He refused to go to sleep. So I'm gonna just read Wes Craven's quote. He told his parents he was afraid that if he slept, the thing chasing him would get him. So he tried to stay awake for days at a time. When he finally fell asleep, his parents thought the crisis was over. Then they heard screaming in the middle of the night. By the time they got to him, he was dead. He died in the middle of a nightmare. Here was a youngster having a vision of horror that everyone else was denying. That became the central line for Nightmare on Elm Street.
Dang.
So it's based on a true event.
That's amazing.
How crazy.
Man,
how scary is that?
If my kid was that scared, I believe him. I was like, shit, I don't want to go to sleep too.
Yeah.
But I mean, I remember when I was little, I had nightmares. My parents were like, go to bed. I mean, it just happens.
Yeah.
Like, no matter how scared you are, but could you imagine the guilt of telling your kid,
oh my God,
it's just a dream and then they're dead?
Yeah. Oh, it's like, oh, there's no monsters in your closet. Don't be silly. And then
I'm dead.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
And then I'm like, oh shit, locked it. I'm leaving the house.
Yeah. That's crazy. I just listened to a podcast about night terrors. Like it was stuff you should know.
Uh-huh.
And they were just that's what it is. It's like that's the one where, like, remember in Step Brothers where they're fucking. I think that's where they got it, because you're not supposed to wake them up.
Yeah.
Like you're not supposed to wake them up. All right, you got another one?
Awesome. No, that's it.
That's it.
Sorry.
Well, I don't.
I think we should do this again though. This was fun.
That was fun. Yeah, this was a fun one.
Next time we could do Fire in the Sky. Ray likes that one.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Speaking of night terrors.
We should do an
Speaking
episode.
Of night terrors.
We should do an episode on aliens.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think we're good.
I think we should.
I think
what, you don't like aliens?
There's plenty of podcasts out there that talk about aliens.
Alien abductions.
We don't need to talk about that.
Are you scared of aliens?
You're not?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
What? They don't exist, Chris? Is that what you mean?
No, I think they do. I mean, I think we'd be kind of
forced
to think they don't.
You know why they? I mean, frightened's a big word, but
just think of Kip.
You know why? Yeah, you know why I think they're kind of creepy, is because they seem more tangible than like a ghost.
Yeah, because I feel like if I saw a ghost, like I always said this, like if I saw a ghost, I'd be okay with death, because then I know.
There's something else.
Yeah, it's like like you get the answer to the question. If you see an alien, the only fucking answer you get is, of course, like you look up in the sky.
Am I gonna get probed in the ass, or am I gonna like start world peace?
Take the needle to the eye.
Yeah,
Ugh.
or that. God, the Fire in the Sky wrecked me.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
We're gonna. It's funny. Still haven't seen a movie.
You? That's just
still have never seen it.
Oh wow.
I still have never seen Fire in the Sky.
Yeah, I haven't. Well, I haven't seen it since I was a kid, so I don't know. If it holds up, but
you don't remember. Like it's rare the person who remembers their alien attack. Aaron Rodgers said he saw aliens. We're gonna have to get into all this later. I don't want to. I don't want to keep going.
Oh, there you go. Next week's podcast, we're talking aliens and Aaron Rodgers.
I'm gonna be sick. I'm not coming in.
Just hear recording. Run out the room.
Yeah, we're talking about aliens.
I won't be here next episode.
There you go. Aliens, true stories versus film. Boom. There you go.
Ooh, and Ray's gonna get abducted by an alien between now and then. That's why he won't be here.
Yeah.
Halfway through, Ray's gonna be like, "I'm needed back on my home planet."
Yeah. So we'll get Carlos to fill in or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. This was episode 4 of the Film Zealots podcast. Thank you for subscribe to our podcast on Podbean and like the page and leave us any comments you have. Ray has a really good social media outlet, so share it with your friends. Tell everybody to listen. We really enjoy what we're doing. We hope you're enjoying it too. So for Sans and Ray, I'm Chris, and we will catch you next week.
Later.
Later.
All right.